Inside this box right here is a work of art. My name is Zach and this is Crowns, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Schuyler RSV with expanded Apocrypha. I'm a huge fan of Schuyler and I was very excited to hear that they were going to be having a new shipment of these Bibles come in. So I pre-ordered it a few months ago and I got home from work and it was a happy surprise to see it sitting on my doorstep. And although I am very tired from work, we're going to make this happen. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Schuyler RSV with expanded Apocrypha. Okay, so here is the outside box. As always with Schuyler, they're going to include a beautiful matte black clamshell box. It's going to feature some gold work. Here's going to be your specific model down here on the bottom. This is the Quentel black goatskin, and it just says Apocrypha, but it is going to be the expanded Apocrypha. Then on the back here, it'll give you a little bit of information about the company. Feel free to pause here if you want to read any of this. And then we will open this bad boy up. Now, with Schuyler Bibles, you will get some paper that's wrapped around the Bible. I've already torn that off because I was excited to actually look at it and check it out. So just keep that in mind. When you order yours, you will get it wrapped in paper for additional protection. So we'll pull this guy out of here. Now, if you've never felt or owned a Schuyler Bible, the first time you pull one of these out of the box, you're going to be absolutely amazed because it really does feel exceptional. The goatskin leather is so supple, but at the same time, it feels durable. Get you a closer look at that beautiful, beautiful grain. You are going to get your Jerusalem cross right there on the front. Here's what your spine is going to look like. You are going to get your raised hubs. And then you are going to get your gold foil work there on the spine, along with the logo. Very clean gold foil work. I mean, everything about Schuyler is high quality. There's absolutely no shortcuts, and you can notice that in all the fine details. A lot of times with cheaper Bibles, you'll see there's a little bit of, I don't know if it's the correct term, but I'm sure you'll know what I mean, where the gold foil kind of seems like it's spilling out of the actual imprint there, but you can see how crisp and clean all that gold foil work is. Give you another look there. And then you are going to get a genuine perimeter stitch around the entire cover. And that's going to wrap all the way around and encompass the entire Bible. Taking a look at the inside cover, get ready for this. Beautiful red goatskin leather, and I believe the interior is calfskin. Get your card right here. Again, feel free to pause if you want to read that. Look how far up that reinforcement tape goes. What that's going to do is it's going to relieve a lot of the tension off this crack and our crevice. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a crack, but the crevice right here. And that's where a lot of Bibles are just prone to split over time. But that reinforcement tape that comes on more premium Bibles, it's going to help prevent that. And then before we get into the actual paper, I forgot to show you those beautiful gold gilded edges. Now, these are not standard gold gilded edges. These are art gild, which means that when the Bible's closed, you've got a beautiful, beautiful gold. But when the Bible is splayed, it turns into that kind of reddish pink undertone that you see on a lot of the old school premium Bibles. Think about like R.L. Allen, some of the Cambridge Bibles, Schuyler. Gonna get a couple things of cardstock. Again, look at that reinforcement tape. It won't even let you lay that flat right there. Got your presentation page, your marriages, all your lineage papers. And then you're gonna hop into the actual text block itself. Printing information, which is gonna be Youngbloods out in the Netherlands, one of the best. You'll get your table of contents, your Apocrypha and Deuterocanonical books. Get your preface, a little bit of information about the RSV. Now the RSV is my favorite translation, so that's my go-to. So I was so stoked to hear that they were getting a new shipment of these in. I was very, very excited, and I pre-ordered immediately, and I've been very eagerly awaiting it. Okay, now here's the thing about Schuyler. They have a beautiful text block, and each chapter is going to feature those beautiful drop caps. That's going to be every single chapter is going to feature drop caps. Again, it's just those little touches that really make you feel good about the premium Bible that you're spend a decent amount of money on. You're also going to get some small decorations here above next to the numerals. 2-column layout. Very beautiful, very simple. It's not all, there's no center column reference. There's no big beefy margins or anything like that. This is a Bible that's meant to be read daily. If you're a note taker, obviously you don't have very much margin room to play with when it comes to notes. And then your references are going to be tucked down here at the bottom, out of the way. Again, that just keeps the text clean and just very readable, very simple. You can sit down and just read a nice chunk of passage and read several chapters or whatever type of Bible plan you're on or whatever it may be. Another thing worth noting is that, again, part of this being a really readers focused Bible, you're not going to get that old school verse by verse format. You're going to get more of the readers format where the verses, because for example, there's verse 4 starting there. And then you've got verse 5, which is starting there, verse 6, so on and so forth. So you're not going to get a fresh or a new verse on a new line each time. It's going to be embedded into the actual paragraph. Okay, I am going to cover all of the specific details like paperweight, the font choice, font size, and all that good stuff. But real quick, I just want to give you guys just a chance to really look at this and appreciate this while I flip through some pages. And then, of course, at the end of the Bible, you'll get, as standard with Schuyler, you're going to get your glossary, your concordance, a very nice selection of full color maps back here, very beefy selection of maps. And then you'll get your index to the maps that's in the very, very back. Pretty standard stuff for Schuyler. All the study helps that most people would want in a standard non-study Bible. Now, because this is a Protestant company producing a Protestant Bible, they are going to have your Apocrypha in the back, which isn't a big deal for me. I personally don't care. I very rarely do Bible plans where I'm, trying to read the Bible in a year or anything like that. I just, I study specific books or specific concepts. So, I mean, if you're the type of person where you're just really, really finicky and you want the deuterocanonical books and everything just put where it would be in a Catholic canon or an Orthodox canon, just so you know, it is going to be tucked in the back. And then while we were flipping past these bookmarks, I was tempted to disrupt the silence, but I wanted to wait. Again, as always with Schuyler, you're going to get some of the best ribbons on the market. I've yet to find a Bible that has better ribbons than Schuyler. Absolutely gorgeous. Very, very thick, beefy ribbons. No fraying or anything like that. Really, really good quality ribbons that pair perfectly with a very, very high quality Bible. Okay, so now we'll get into the actual specs of the Bible, and I'll put these up on the screen too. Now, as we mentioned before, it is going to be the goat skin outer cover, coming in a couple different colors, and then it's also going to be, you'll get the choice whether you want it to be a full yap or a standard yap. And then the interior liner back here, the red liner, that's going to be your calfskin lining. Now, when it comes to the font, okay, the font is going to be a size 10, and it is going to be the Milo font, which is as you can see, it's kind of modern, but not too modern, and overall just very readable. You're gonna get line matching, and it's gonna be on 28 GSM paper. What that means is that you're not gonna wanna grab a standard Bic highlighter and go crazy in here. You're gonna wanna use something that is made for Bibles. So something like, what my personal favorite is like a zebra midliner. Again, you're gonna get 3 1-centimeter ribbons. You're gonna get your art gilded edges. You're gonna get your gilt line, that gold line going around the interior cover. You're gonna get gold embossing on the spine. You're gonna get black letter text, chapter numbers, headers, and pages. You're gonna get your drop caps, your cross references. And then you'll get all of your other study helps in the back, such as your glossary concordance, and then your maps, and then your index of the maps, so on and so forth. Now, the sizing. This Bible is a little bit on the larger side. As you can see, it's very thin. I wouldn't quite consider it to be like a thin line Bible, but it's similar to like the RSV annotated Bible by Oxford, or like the Ignatius Press Standard RSV CE Bible. Just your standard Bible thickness, not a thin line, but it's not super thick like an Ignatius Press like study Bible. Now, when we were flipping through the New Testament, you may have noticed you are not going to get words of Christ in red. Some people care, some people don't. I personally don't care. I think it's just kind of pointless. So that's pretty much all of your main interior specs. Pretty standard for Schuyler stuff, pretty standard for heirloom quality, premium Bibles. And of course, your exterior construction is going to be what you would expect from a Bible at this price point. You're going to have sewn binding, obviously. If it was a glued binding, I'd probably crash out a little bit. It's going to have your perimeter stitching, nice quality goat skin, nice and thick, very flexible, very supple. One thing I did forget to point out is that your headbands are going to be red, same color to match your liner and your ribbons. And then just to grab a few common household items, just to give you an idea of the sizing a little bit better. Sometimes it's hard to gauge it on video, but here's a bat in acrylic. Here's a framed monarch butterfly. Here's a brass mouse. These are some just common household items that you can kind of get a good feel of what the Bible might be like in terms of size. Hope that helps. But that is it. Absolutely beautiful Bible. Once again, Schuyler knocks it out of the park. And I'm just a big fan of heirloom quality products like that. I think it's cool to be able to leave some stuff behind for kids and grandkids and whatnot. Anyways, guys, that'll do it. And there it is. There is the RSV from Schuyler. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. But if for some reason you did not enjoy it, that's completely okay. Just be sure to hit that dislike button twice. If this is the type of content that you are interested in, be sure to hit the subscribe button. It's completely for free, and it's a massive way to show this small channel some support. With that being said, I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.